in. Let's rub our palms, bring ourselves into the center. Start to focus on your breath, press those palms together, feel that energy. Bring it into your heart center. Slow everything down. Your tongue is at the roof of your mouth, a little smile on your face. And just become present and aware of your breath, of your body, of your space within you and all around you. Bringing yourself to this moment. Feel the flow of information as it comes in and as it goes out. Tune into your rhythm. Connect to the beautiful sun, the golden sunrise, that radiance, beauty, joy, light. Use your intention and your breath to draw that light into your being. As you inhale, draw the light of the sun directly into your heart. Suspend the light, the breath at your heart center. Allow it to expand in all directions. And as you exhale, send the light through the crown of your head like a fountain. Clear out your space. Inhaling the light directly into the heart. Hold it, see it, feel it, radiant. And exhale through the crown, sparkling light. Clear out your space. Inhaling the light directly into the heart. Hold the breath, the light at the heart center, expand it. And exhale through the crown fountain. Just staying in this space, breathe easy, see it and feel it, the light within you and all around you. Feel your whole being clear, present, ready. Inhaling and hold the breath. Rub the palms, inhale a little more. Rub, rub, rub. Cup the palms over your eyes and exhale. Hold it out. Inhale, hold the breath. Everything I need is within me. Feel it, nourish yourself. And as you exhale, float the palms down, flutter those eyes open into your space, a brand new baby. Hello. So, thanks for joining me. I like to talk it out of some of the themes and the realizations or the practical application of this wisdom, of this stuff we're talking about here. And there's a lot of things, like I always say, but I'm going to try to organize it into order. Okay, so this is, what do I always say? Fine tuning. This is you already have a grasp or an understanding of what you're doing or why, or, what is this to you? What is this life? Who are you? You know these things. And so then after you are aware of that, and like I'm saying, this process of an enlightened mind, or a process of awareness, or a process of consciousness, or becoming more consciously aware of everything, which is like enlightenment, whatever people say when they talk about that, but it's a continual process. There's never an end of light. There's always more love. There's always more light. There's always more. So then when there's more, you there's more. Like there's more not to do, but to notice. There's always more to notice and to and not, I don't mean it like in a hard way or a working way or like a, it's always something to do. I mean, if you're approaching it, which you can only continue to fine tune and unlock, what, I don't know how to say it, expand into these levels of consciousness if you have the energy of curiosity, of love, of lightness. If you don't have those energies towards yourself and this experience or process, you kind of do get, the word isn't stuck, but you kind of repeat. Let's say you're on a repetition of a cycle or a pattern until you lighten up. How can you become enlightened if you're not lightening up? Lighten up. That's what I'm always saying, like chill out, relax, be easy with yourself, be easy with, be loving with yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Like if something happens or you're judging or whatever it is, if you're, and again, what do I always say? What's your point? What's your point? You should know what's your point, what's your state of being, what do you decide? What I was saying earlier, what is this work to you? When people are talking about do the work, everybody says do the work. They're doing the work. I'm doing the work. I did the work. What is the work to you? Like what is this? What is your what is this life for you? What is this experience? What is this enlightenment, this unfolding, this awakening, this awareness to you? That's important first. And so it's not, if you can appreciate what I'm saying about love and, being in this loving to yourself, and then your concept of yourself, what is that? And then the love by extension to every single thing in your experience. Because why? Because it is made in your image and likeness. So if you are not loving to it, then how are you expecting something different? And that doesn't mean, again, oh, it's okay. Oh, well, that was really traumatic or violent out there, but oh, I'm so loving. It's not that. That's not it. It's not like that. So I'm getting around the thing. I want to go back to what I was saying in the very beginning, which is that this is fine tuning. So you can only come about these fine tunings by the experience of it, by having your experiences. And part of your work, so like what is the work to you, as reflecting, like you can only fine tune, you can only unlock, expand, whatever, these new layers, this greater light, this greater awakening, whatever you want to say, by reflection, experience, application, all of these things. So you have to be willing to look at it. That's what I'm saying, with curiosity, with love, with ease, with not afraid to make a mistake. Because this is what I'm talking about, these subtle fine tunings, is when you catch yourself, sometimes, and hear me talking about it here, coming on here to share about my own reflections, experiences, observations. Sometimes we just, like, that's my part, remember, like, that's my part. You're doing your life, whatever. My part is to observe, reflect, apply, and then share and say, hey, check it out, see how that, if this makes sense to you, or, because this is how I've found more ease. This is how I've found more harmony. This is how I've found more joy, more light, being comfortable in the discomfort. I know, like I was saying, I know it's not always easy, if that's the way we want to say it, though you can build it in that it is It's maybe not easy, but with ease, like I'm doing this with ease. And that's what I'm saying. The way that you're doing it, the reflection, it's all you. It's all you. It's all about you. So the way that you're doing the reflection, like, are you looking at your actions? Are you looking at yourself? Are you reflecting on yourself and others in your experience with loving eyes, with a kind heart, with, there are no mistakes, with that kind of an energy? Do you know what happens from that kind of an energy? If you're a teacher, which I know that everyone here is, but some of you, that is your profession. How do you get the best out of your students? Like you got to do that to yourself. We do it a lot to others in this way of like something separate from ourselves. But if we realize like that is an extension of me, this is my concept of myself, and then we actually put it together and realize that, and then did the same to ourselves. This is what I'm talking about, the subtlety of this sternness with ourselves, or this, frustration or judgment with ourselves when we make a mistake, or, I should have known better, or whatever it is. Just let it go. Yeah, it's not so subtle. Okay. With some people, it's not so, I know, I remember, it's not so subtle. It's not so subtle, right? Where we can be very harsh on ourselves the most, and that is not acceptable. It's not acceptable. There is it again, once again, I'm not saying you just say, oh, it's okay, well, I'll get it next time. No, you use discipline, discernment, like an unemotional. That's the thing. Like it's the emotion, it's the disappointment, it's the anger, it's the frustration. That part is what we can just chop off. Like we can have a transparent and honest and integrity observation on ourselves and say, you know what, that wasn't the best reaction, you know? Then like, oh, again, I did this. I always, there's a different energy there. And the same with like, treat yourself, like think about it. If you have to do that little trick, if I were saying this to someone else, or if I was teaching a child or somebody, how would I speak to them? How would I help them to see how to turn a little bit, like where they can make a little bit of a different choice next time? That's it. Just like, but I think sometimes we are very afraid to make a mistake or something, to make a mistake. And there are no mistakes to be made. First of all, that's first of all. But second of all, so what? Like, even if you did, then what? I mean, people can say, well, it's a big mistake. Well, really, is it though? Because yeah, like, who cares? We have all the stuff. This is what I'm talking. Look who shows up. Not a big number. This is, well, I'm saying this is fine tuning, because it takes a lot to be willing to do this at a certain point where it is, you're hearing, this is where it starts to like level up. And it's whatever. Everybody can be whatever level they want, do whatever the hell they want. It's fine. It really is. I'm saying that I notice that it's the same information, it seems like. You heard this before. They always say the same thing. It's just repetition, whatever, something, something, something. So the sneakiness of us, who want to be the same all the time, and it's comfortable, and that those little parts that I was saying earlier today about, with frequency and vibration, or song or singing, or this work that we do with the breath and sound, and all that with movement, you can't hide. Nothing can hide from that. It can't like lurk over there and just still be like, well, I'm still miserable about that. Like it just can't stick there. But there's a lot of things in us that can, and like hide, that can kind of like hide out, or we keep a little piece back that still wants someone to blame or still wants something to be wrong, someone to be wrong, to be a victim in some kind of way. Like I don't have 100% responsibility. Like, that was them and they were wrong, or that is the rule and that rule is wrong, or whatever it is. Like completely, disconnected. And it's just at a certain point, that keeps, like what I'm saying. Okay, yeah. So it gets very familiar, the information, and you can not fool yourself, but kind of fool yourself into thinking that you're good, like you're doing the work, and you are doing some kind of work, I'm sure, but doing the work. And then it becomes sort of like another pattern, another program, another, just like, I've got this, so it's just the same all the time. And this is me like poking a little bit sometimes and reminding about this reflection and curiosity and paying attention to everything, not only your reactions, your thoughts, the words that you use, but those around you also. Not to judge, but to learn. Learn and using I use everything around me to learn about me. And sometimes, it doesn't seem like you're doing it to learn about you. Sometimes I'm doing it and I'm still thinking like, oh, that's interesting for them, whatever. But it still helps me because I like to observe patterns. And when you listen to, like I've said this before, when you listen to people talk, when you listen to them talk, just listen to people. Because I was having a conversation with someone and they were saying, like, I don't want to, they were saying they don't want to be the person anymore that everybody comes to or uses as their sounding board, like just telling all their problems to. Like they don't want to hear it, anymore. Like all this just, when people call or people, like, you have a conversation with someone, and sometimes the habit of a lot of people is just kind of giving all the stuff, like saying all what's going on. And because you've been attuned now more towards harmony, ease, love, light, taking responsibility. And when you hear that stuff, you're just like, ooh, like I don't really want to listen to this anymore. And, and also they might not be at that place where they want to give the person any kind of advice, like try to change it, or tell the person something different. Though there's ways, not to give advice or tell some, but just not to participate, but in a graceful way. There's ways to be curious about this. So we were talking about it, and I was saying, like, yeah, you have to use discernment again if you're going to answer the phone, or if you're going to meet up with the person, or they just come across your path, maybe you just run into them or whatever. And there is a graceful way to get out. But what the person was commenting is that it was getting a little bit lonely, or there was nobody to talk to anymore because, like everybody's just talking crap, like a bunch of not nonsense, but nothing that you care about, because it's not about growth, or it's not about truth, or it's not about, it doesn't even have to be spiritual. It's not even, I'm not being weird or whatever. Not that this is weird, because it's not, but you know what I mean? Like just a normal conversation, but something interesting, something about what they're doing, or you guys know exactly what I mean, because everybody's having these, these other these conversations with people. And sometimes it's just like, you hang up, it's like, why? Or you go away from them, you're like, that really didn't add to my life in any kind of way. That's a step. This is what I'm getting to it, because I think it's relatable. So I was saying, or they were saying like that then it's kind of like weird because they don't really have any friends, anymore, or people that they feel like having, like very few. It was getting very few, which I'm going to tell you is kind of that's how it goes, that's kind of how it goes. And I don't, I think that there's two things. It's not a bad thing in the way that now you have a lot of time to listen to yourself, to think, reflect, think about yourself, and not distract yourself with other people's stuff, and it's not even other people's, because I'm going to get to that, but like distract yourself with whatever, like out there, or fill up your time with conversations that are really not adding, you're not using them consciously to add to your, I don't know, your enjoyment, your joy, your light, your experience in a good way. So then you're a lot more quiet, but you have to learn to be okay with that, be okay with yourself, be quiet with yourself, and find things that you can enjoy or fill your time with that are positive, that add to your experience, or um, continue to help you, or yeah, add to your experience that you want to have here, that you decided, who am I? That's one part. And the other part is that, so okay, so if that's sad or something, you don't have a lot of people around, or you don't, there's no more friends, or don't know who you can talk to really, well, you can change that. Like, if you know this stuff, then you gotta do what? What do I want? What do I want? I want conscious people to connect to and talk to. And if you're a person that likes to be around people all the time, like a lot of them, or one really good one that's on the track with me, and we can have a lot of these conversations like every single day. And you don't think that's possible for you to find someone to show up, or somebody that's already in your life and getting curious and like listening to you, and then they're like, tell me more, tell me more, tell me more. Like, yeah, it's possible. It's just that we don't, yeah, we already discounted it. We already think I'm lonely. Nobody thinks like that. Nobody's conscious like this. Nobody gets it, and then you're there lonely, but you didn't do anything different. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm talking about, paying attention and the fine tuning, and what are you assuming, what beliefs that you have, and did you go back to the basics, which is number one, what do I want? Who do I say that I am? Sure, if you want that one, what's my state of being? And what do I want? And if that is with regards to friendships or relationships, start defining it. What do you want? And what does that feel like? And what does that look like? And what does that sound like to you? And then get into that feeling, just like you know how to do it. That's the way. If you want more, so I said that. But then the second part is, if you feel like it, if you have the energy, or if you're feeling like, when you can flip it as well, if you want to have connection with people, any people, or your old people that you've always had, but they talk all this stuff, there's a way to make it productive for you. Like, instead of, you can shift your judgment of whatever it is and start getting curious. Like, if I have to, look, I do this for a living, listening to people, and they're going on and on sometimes. And I'm like, you're not helping yourself, like, stop. However, I'm good at it now because I've been doing it a long time. I can cut people off, and like, I'm like, you like it or don't like it, this is what you got. And I'm doing it in a loving way, and it's for you. Like this, you're not helping, it's not serving you by continuing this story or this judgment or this assessment. And if you want to do that, you can do that somewhere else with your friends. But here, we're gonna go to, we are solution oriented. We are going on the upswing. We are transformative. We are enlightening. We are, aware. We're not going to do that. But what I'm saying is, you got to practice sort of to do that with people, but not in a harsh way, because some people get mad. They get mad if it's your friend, and you're trying to be like, hey, stop it. They're like, what? But I'm saying, you can also, if you feel like it, when you feel like, if it feels, it's a good practice to listen and use it as like a learning experience for yourself. This is what I do a lot. I listen. I listen to the way people describe things, the words they choose to use about certain things, um, how I don't let my emotions get in with their story. I don't buy into their story. I don't get in there. I'm back observing and listening and doing my best not to judge. And or like I've said before, you're aware of the judger, like you're aware of the judgy guy that's like doing that. So I just like, okay, yeah, he can have his judgments, but me as the present conscious one that is loving and paying attention, I'm just observing and I'm gathering information. This is the pattern. Yeah, exactly. Yes, yes, good. I like this. It's all grist for the mill. It's a chance to use revision to help them. Yeah, you can use revision. You can do all of it. I'm saying like you can use revision in the moment, like, yes, let's do that. You can use revision after when you retell the story to yourself or you rehear their conversation, you can hear it in a more positive way. That's very good. I wasn't even saying that. And that's a really good catch of an application of this wisdom. I'm also saying it in the way of first, like just observing how is their life? What are these things they're talking about? What is the outcome? And can you see how it got there? How they are in this pattern, how they are in that state of being. And then, yeah, from there, you can decide what you want to do. Of course, uplift it in your mind, uplift them. And but from that place, what I find that if you can learn to hold that observational space without judgment and just love, they sometimes talk themselves around to something different. Like they start to, because it's just a clear space with order and harmony and you practicing all of your stuff for you, for your experience. Like, so it may, and it does transform it in the moment. Like, yes, we'll do revision and all that, but sometimes even in those moments, it's a different energy. They feel the different energy. Not always, but sometimes. And this is what I'm saying, like using everything as your learning ground or your experimental ground, to try something different. And what I was saying earlier too about like having friends or keeping some of those friends because you like those people, but you just don't want to hear about all that stuff. You can revise it, uplift it, and do all those things. And also, if someone is just unconscious, they're just not aware, and you hold that space of awareness with love, there are some of those people that, like I said, will come around. They will start to get curious and you can intend for that, like they start asking me things, and then you can share whatever in your loving, calm, non-pushy, this is what works for me, or this is what I've been doing kind of way. And I think some of you already have had those experiences with some people. But what I've been observing too, why I was saying this, from that friend conversation that reminded me, that there is a stage of this sort of, and then a little bit of frustration, and that why is this only what everybody wants to talk about, or what is everybody kind of wants to be in this grumbly or sort of complaining, even if it's not even like, even if they're a nice person or a positive person, if you start really paying attention to what people say and the words they use and how they describe things, it's interesting. It's very interesting. Then you can start to uplift yourself. You can start to say, it helps you also to be mindful of your words and the way that you're describing things. I'm saying this too because sometimes I notice this is something that I catch, and then you can apply it to yourself. But when you notice the words that people use to describe things are very, very telling. So to know how emotional or reactive someone is, And it seems like very, sometimes like, it's not a big deal. Like people would say, oh, I just said that. Like, remember I always say like, oh, I'm just saying, I'm just saying. But it's not. It's there. Everything is like a deeper clue. Everything is like a deeper clue of how their concept of themselves, what is their concept of themselves, and how emotionally reactive they are. And so, like what I was saying, if you're saying something about something or someone else, and you did an experiment where you weren't allowed to say anything about anyone or anyone else, you just had to say it about yourself. So if you're saying like they don't get it, you have to say like I don't get it. Like I must not get it. And then work with that, be in integrity with that. Is there somewhere in me that doesn't get it? Yeah, of course. So just stick with yourself, but like I've said it before, I know I've said this before, but it is a big clue. And also to know, like, again, to stop yourself from you getting emotionally worked up and getting into the mix with that, instead of observing non-reaction and deciding like, what do I want? What is wanted here? This is like the cat. I don't know if you're, I hope you're explaining it, like catching yourself before it's these are the challenges, because it's like friends, family, people that you care about. And I'm saying to like take the space before reacting and just listen a little bit. Just listen. And then, because you've been practicing who am I, and what do I want, then you can decide if you really want to get in that mix, but mostly we just go right in with the back and forth and the starting to get riled up in the emotions. And you know what? That's also fine, because I know that is being human. Some people just say like, well, that's how I like that. I like to get all riled up and then get in the mix with the people, but after a while, do it. But after a while, I'm saying like, you just kind of like, I'm over it. I want a new experiment. I know the result of that. Like it doesn't do anything really. Doesn't. It's just back and forth. And then you think that you got your points in, or you think they heard you, whatever. And then the next conversation, they're right back to the same stuff. And you're like, I thought we talked about this last time. No, you didn't change it. You didn't, you didn't listen. And then see how they were saying the things, and that is their pattern. They're in that state of being. So if somebody's using like big words, but I don't know, like big words for like emotional words for things that are kind of like it's like what I notice myself sometimes, not of myself, but when I'm listening, like it's extreme sometimes, like I think I've used the example when someone's saying like they were in a rage, or they were just like mad, like a little bit like upset, but like the words that people use are that's a fraud. I feel like that's a fraud, like that's a big word, those kind of things. Like you got to listen how people are describing things, and then you realize like that's extreme. Like though there's certain ways of just, and it's a habit as well. That's what I'm saying. Some people, they just talk like that. But when people that just talk like that, it's okay. Look, all of us, I'm not saying this as a better, worse, whatever. I'm saying it again, these things that I'm observing and sharing with you are just your reflections and patterns to help you for yourself, and also to know how you're going to interact with this situation or with this person. But if people that, and like, people say overreact, people get tense or touchy about that. But it's like when you look at what is going on, or what is the situation, to the words or the way they're describing it, even if they're not freaking out like with their emotions, but the way that they describe it is like, it's like those big words like rage, or I can't even think of examples actually right now. Just I had a few recent ones. Fraud was one, rage was one, and, and I'm like, that's really interesting. That's extreme. That's an extreme way of describing something that, if you assess it, if you step back and just look at it, it wasn't that. It's not that. And so, and why I'm saying it to you, and I have like these ambiguous, not even really like clear examples, is because I'm saying, like, for you to think about yourself, like how are you, what words are you using? How are you expressing yourself? How are you communicating to others? How are you, like, is it in alignment with who you say you are? The way that you're describing your experience. And can you upgrade that? Can you soften it? Can you be aware so that when you're describing, you see me do it. You see me do it in real time. When I'm about to say something, and then I think, what is a better way to say that? Even sometimes I say it, and then I think to myself, that seems a little bit limiting, or that's a little bit, yeah, let me see if there's a better way, a more expansive way to say it, a lighter way to say it, a more freeing way to say it. Does this feel free or does this feel constricted? I don't care if it is the truth or not, because there is a way to describe it that is still in integrity and still truthful, and also reaching for more, instead of, you know, that's it, this is the way it is. There is a way, and you can. I'm saying, as you're observing this, as you're reflecting, as you're practicing, it's all of these pieces coming together that start to make it fun, really, even if it's challenging, like a fun challenge. Like, you're engaged in your life. You're excited to try. You're, like, in, especially like I've been saying, this experience, whatever the heck, whatever the heck is going on in the world. I like choked on that little thing. Whatever is going on, is our opportunity to really apply, to really decide, and again, like, continue and continue with so much ease. The lighter you can be, the more joyful, the more harmony, that despite, in spite, regardless of circumstances, of the truth, of the facts, of the laws, of this, of that, who cares? But you have to be, it's not a willy-nilly thing. It's not a like, screw that, I'm doing this. No, it's a very conscious, aware, loving, soft, in integrity, transparent with yourself. That's why I'm saying this. This is the last thing. That's why I'm saying this. Because if you're not aware of the patterns, and it helps sometimes to observe others, because it seems like it's something out there and like you can catch it sometimes, then you can apply it to yourself. Because if you're not aware of all the parts, and then not aligning to harmony or joy, or like you're not deciding on a state of being, not applying something every single day, yeah, then you really can be, the word, it's like disappointed, but like confused or uncertain of the outcomes. Like, I hope, or I wonder, or whatever, or not even that. Maybe you think like, oh, I'm gonna do this, like I got this, or like I'm going to do this thing, and like, and then it's like, wah wah, like it's like, no, like it's not, that's a no on that. And then the people are confused, and someone's confused, like, well, I did the stuff, or I'm like, I'm doing the work, and it's not working. It's because of all these subtle things. It's because of all these subtle things. The lightness, the curiosity, the persistence, the discipline, there is no mistakes, observation, how am I what is my expression, my entire expression in this experience. Everything I think, everything I feel, everything I say, every action I take. Like, what is that all that together? What does that look like? What is that? What is that out picturing as? It's a lot. It's a lot. But as you become aware and start to do these little things, um, you get it. You start to get it. And then you feel like, okay, like if something isn't going your way, or it seems like a big challenge or a big, a thing in front of you, you don't get reactive or upset. Maybe you're a little or worried or whatever, maybe for a little tiny bit, but you really are just like, okay, it's on, all right, I got this. Let's see what's going on. What do I want? Who am I? How does it feel? Can I practice that? If I can't, if something is saying like I can't, like I keep getting the feeling, or my mind's going, what can I do? What do I know how to do? I know how to breathe. I know who I am. I know what this is. Do I know what this is? Do I know what this reality is? Am I sure? Is this thing in front of me? Can I be so sure that this is it, that this is the truth? What is the truth? Curiosity. Just start asking a bunch of questions and you get yourself out of it. You just soften and start asking questions. That's the same with the person you're listening. If you're listening to somebody and they're going, ask good questions, start getting curious and ask questions, and you will see it shift, how things shift. Because when you start just putting the reflection back, something happens. Like you have to either stop or it gets clear. And then it cannot continue in the same way. It continues in a different way, not the same way. Okay, I don't know. Now I'm just rambling on. Let's let's breathe. Let's get into a little bit of harmony and order and rhythm, and think about these things. Like this is the time, so we get reminded and then we're like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I got a few things that I can think about or integrate or apply. And then we breathe and we just get it in our nervous system and bring all of those components together that I was talking about. Um, so that you can be quiet, like in a quiet internal space. You might be, still communicating and speaking, but inside, like calm, confident, quiet, smooth, harmony. Okay, let's look straight ahead and smile. See if you can soften from the top of your head, soften your face, your temples, your jaw, shoulders, chest, back, rib cage soft, belly soft, hips soft, knees, ankles, feet, toes. Is your whole being relaxed? And we're going to expand and strengthen our container with ease, inhaling into your chest deeply and hold it, and inhale a little bit more. Try to stay soft and inhale more. Soften and expand more. A little bit more. One more. One more. Hold. Pull the root lock. Pull it up. Root lock, navel, diaphragm. And exhale, gracefully release, relax, enjoy. It doesn't have to be forceful, even that. It's an intention. You're just thinking, like pull up that energy, send it up the spine, and ding that pineal gland. Inhale deep into the chest, full breath. Inhale a little bit more. Soften, inhale more. Expand in all directions more. A little bit more. One more, one more, one more. Hold, pull root lock, pull it up, pull up everything from the underside as you're keeping your shoulders down. See and feel that light through your spine into your brain, and exhale, gracefully release, relax, expand that light, that harmony. Inhale deep into the chest, hold the breath. Inhale a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more light, More light, more light. Hold it, relax your shoulders, pull root lock, pull it up, activate yourself, see it and feel it, know it, enlightened mind. And exhale gracefully, close your eyes, feel the waves of bliss, of expansion, of joy, of love, of ease through your whole being, through your whole existence. Let's do healthy heart mudra. Fold your first two fingers down. Bring your thumb to your ring finger and stretch your pinky nice and long and bring it on your lap. No, I did a different one. I did fold these two fingers. Yeah, do this one. I don't know why that's coming to me. Fold these first two fingers down. We usually do it like this, right? We'll fold these first two fingers down, touch the ring finger and stretch your pinky. So two fingers down. Just tune into your energy. We're going to do 4, 4, 4, 4. So bringing the rhythm, the order, like from that orderly place is how you can listen to yourself and others. From that calm. Inhale, 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 hold 2, 3, 4, exhale, 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 hold it out. 4-point breath. Ready? hold it. And exhale. Hold it out for a moment. Inhale, reach. Inhale some more. Hold it, shake, shake, shake. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Cover your right nostril. Left nostril breathing. Left hand can be palm face up or down, or Gyan Mudra, up, down, whatever mudra you like. Yogi's choice, just breathing gently in and out through the left nostril. Healing, soothing, calm. Inhale. Hold, release your hand. And exhale. Inhale through both nostrils. And exhale. Just breathe easy. Allow your natural breath. Just observe. And you feel the stillness, the calm, the ease, the love, the light within you and all around you. And your hands on your heart. Just give yourself the most love. Feeling yourself as infinite love. If you don't know what else to say or do, just I love you. In any situation, I love you. Bring your hands to prayer. Feel the ease. Tune into the harmony, the joy, the light within you and all around you. Inhale to begin. Love before me, love behind me, love at my left, love at my right, love above me, love below me, love in me, love in my surroundings, love to all, love to the universe. Inhale, peace before me, peace behind me, peace at my left, peace at my right, peace above me, peace below me, peace in me, peace in my surroundings, peace to all, peace to the universe. Inhale, light before me, light behind me, light at my left, light at my right, light above me, light below me, light in me, light in my surroundings, light to all, light to the universe. Inhale. Oh, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining me.